everything from their perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really important when it comes to people having health problems, right? Because you may not know like what causes a certain problem. Like they're gonna have a different lifestyle, different like a cultural difference from you, and just being able to kind of recognize the difference, and just like have that empathy. That's gonna help. That's gonna want you like. It's gonna make you want to help them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big part. And I would hope the majority of healthcare providers have empathy because they're gonna want to help people in general, right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and I think being able to connect emotionally, physically, that's a huge part of it. So
In your clinical or in your patient clinical encounters, how were you able to connect empathy with your patient? Like, what were some of the things you demonstrated to them?
um so obviously just try to not be really serious. Just try to like lighten the mood. Because if you are in like a real life scenario, it might be like a really serious um condition or problem that someone has, and
Right.
obviously like you want to do everything you can for them. So to try to just lighten up the mood, have a smile on your face, speak to them respectfully, make them feel like they're in a good place, like they're welcome. So in my encounter, I just, from what I can do, it was like on Zoom, there's obviously not a whole lot we can do, but just to try to just give a friendly face. Obviously not act hostile or anything, but just try to make them feel welcome.
Yeah. And it can be challenging to do over Zoom, when you're doing these things, but it's good that, you practice just making sure they feel welcome, and that's really important.
Yeah.
As a future Spanish speaking healthcare professional, you will have the potential to bring out some pretty positive and necessary changes. Some big topics right now are healthcare disparities, migrant health, and the impact of cultural aspects on health practice. Now, put yourself in your Spanish speaking patient's place. You, as a healthcare professional, will be in the authoritative role, but you will be speaking a second language that you may have struggled to learn or may still be learning. How does this make you rethink power dynamics?
Um, so I do kind of think about this quite often. If you look at any other country, especially like Europe, almost all of them can speak a second language.
Mm-hmm.
And you look here, and that's not the case, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we kind of emphasize teaching Spanish from an early age, but it's not as emphasized as it could be, right? I mean, Mexico is our bordering country, so obviously we're gonna have a lot of people from Mexico in our country, right?
Yeah.
And I think it'd be really good to emphasize teaching Spanish, but in a better way, because my high school teacher, I did not retain a lot of information from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we learned it in elementary school, but we met like once a week, and it wasn't right. And so these people that like come to the United States that are from Mexico, right? They want to come because they want to live like a better life, obviously.
Yeah.
So to just have that emphasis on learning Spanish as a second language, I think it'd be fair to them, right?
Yeah.
Just even if they're coming for a basic health problem, right? They're not going to speak perfect English, and so we're not going to know how to help them otherwise. And a lot of people don't speak Spanish, so that's kind of like a big problem today.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess just like a solution would be maybe funding, maybe just a better emphasis, maybe like giving awareness to the fact that a lot of people could just try to, obviously everyone's not going to be fluent, but maybe just get a general grasp or a general understanding of the language, because that would make a huge difference in itself.
Yeah,
Just
just
if
to learn
like
the
every.
basics.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So.
I would agree. And the way I think of it, learning Spanish is a skill that's not going to hurt you. Like
Mhm.
learning Spanish is going to be something that helps you and helps you connect with a variety of so many different people. So it is very important. And in the healthcare field, it is very, very important, whenever you're able to communicate with someone who speaks Spanish and understand why they're hurting, where they're hurting, and the needs that they need taken care of. So, I would want you to tell me a little bit about your progress as of now in learning Spanish for healthcare.
Um, well, this is like the first Spanish class I've taken since like sophomore year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, so obviously it's not going to be like really big, but I'd say I've learned a good bit, like being able to retain it, because it was a lot, but I think the grammar, there's a heavy emphasis on like structuring our grammar and all the assignments we had. So that, I got a general understanding of that. The encounters really helped my pronunciation. So I think that's probably the biggest improvement.
Yeah.
And obviously just like a bunch of new vocabulary that I didn't know before. So, I think I'm gonna have to just keep practicing though.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just go away and everything I did would be for nothing. So I think that's gonna be the best way to keep it.
Yeah, definitely. How prepared do you feel to treat future Spanish-speaking patients since taking this course? Do you feel better about it?
Well, I feel better than I did before I took the course.
Yeah.
I still think I have a long way to go, right? I'd still have a long way to go, but if I had to, like, I could learn some. I feel like if they would just talk very slowly, obviously use like visual aids, point to body parts,
Right.
I could be helpful. It wouldn't be perfect. It would be rusty, but I think I could be helpful.
Yeah, and you're on the right start, so that's good. Will you continue to take Spanish courses at UNA to become more fluent and better communicate with your patients?
So I don't know if I'll be able to take any more Spanish courses because I'm starting nursing school, but
Gotcha.
I've already thought about it, because again, like if I don't do anything, everything I've learned is going to go out the window. And so I've been looking up at like all these apps and different programs that help you teach it. So I plan on doing that. And I think a really big way is just to listen to just the dialogue of people having a conversation in Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like I'm not going to do it like every day, right? Even though that'd be good. It's just I need to do it on like a regular basis, just to help retain the information, how people speak. Obviously, I can always learn more vocabulary.
Yeah.
But I think that plus with what I've learned from this semester will help me tremendously.
Yeah. Well, as we are getting to the end of the semester, you have successfully completed a beginner Spanish for healthcare course. So congratulations. And I feel that you're going to continue to further your Spanish and be a great nurse one day helping Spanish-speaking patients. So,
So thank you.
yeah, thank you for taking time out of your day